The ability to be able to go through something and not allow those emotions to overtake you will be your greatest superpower. Honestly, I'm an emotional girl. I have emotions and they roll through me often and very, very, very intensely. And sometimes when they come through me, I'm almost so dysregulated that I have to go through a series of things to calm myself down. And what's interesting is like, I used to judge myself for that. And now I'm like, girl, you got through it and you didn't lose it on anyone. I think that we don't give ourselves enough grace. And by we, I mean me, don't give ourselves enough grace to say it is possible to never land at this thing called healed. That may never be a thing that we experience in this lifetime. We may never get there, right? Like we are constantly in process. We will never get to this place of I am healed. I am okay. I'm good. Because healing is a process that is lifelong. We are always in process. We're always in process of figuring out like who we are. And today, as I really just like sat and thought about this desire and interest that I have in being this perfect person that doesn't get affected by anything and is immovable and strong, I realized to myself, like, that's not a real place. That's not a real person. The only person that feels that way is somebody who's not constantly putting themselves in the way of challenges. And that's not realistic for my life. I am not a person living in the middle of nowhere with nothing that I need to do, no way of needing to provide. And you know what's interesting? I think about that because I think sometimes people look at two extremes. I think people look at a monk who lives in the middle of nowhere and they look at somebody who's incredibly wealthy or been born into wealth. And both of those people, it is unfathomable that they would have struggle. Like people are like, how is it possible that you could have struggle when you have nothing and have chosen that life and there's nothing to interrupt you or bother you? And how is it possible that you could struggle if you have money? If you have everything or anything that you'd ever need to buy, right? These two extremes of abundance we tend to look at them, and as a society we devalue their ability to be able to struggle. There is no human being on this planet that does not experience some level of pain, struggle, something that you feel, challenges that you feel. It's different for every person because you have to put it in context of the situation of the person's life. How did they grow up? What are their feelings about themselves? How do they connect to themselves? I think sometimes the feelings that we have about other people are really just deep reflections and deep understanding of our lack of empathy for ourselves. And the more time that we spend being like, you're good, you got it, you don't need to do, you're fine, everything's gonna work out, I feel good, powerful, amazing, incredible. We have this like opportunity to be so kind to ourselves, to be like, listen, you might be feeling something right now, but it's all going to work out. 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 It is all going to work out. And I think sometimes we want to say, well, it will work out when. It will work out when I make more money. It will work out when I feel stronger. It will work out when I look better. It will work out when I drop 10 pounds. It will work out when we have a list, a stipulation of what we feel we need to do in order for us to get to a certain place. But the reality is that the goalpost will continue to move in your life. Whether somebody is quote unquote moving it for you or you're moving it for yourself, the goal is to understand the blessing in the moment. The feeling of I'm okay. I'm okay right now. Everything that's happening to me right now is supposed to be happening to me right now. Nobody is doing anything to me. This is all meant for my bigger purpose, for who I'm supposed to be. I am special. I am incredible. I am captivating. I am powerful. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. And the more time you spend sitting in that place, the more time you'll realize that all of these judgments that we have, whether it's about that extremely rich person or that person who's chosen this life of faith or solitude as a monk, those are all judgments. The person who may have chosen that life of solitude may have extremely hard circumstances growing up when they were younger, or maybe they were really wealthy and they just felt like it was clouding them. They needed separation. They needed something different. Maybe they don't feel worthy of wanting love. Maybe they feel overly abundant and they wanted to find out what it felt like to feel different, to let go of all worldly pleasures. Maybe that person who's really wealthy really struggles in love. Maybe they struggle with the ability to be able to connect with people. But the reality is like I'm talking about these other people. I want you to think about you the way I've been thinking about me. And the more empathy that I have for myself, the more empathy I am able to have for other people. It starts with me. It starts with my love. It starts with my self-love. And that's what I'm in the process of, is like sitting with me, the love that I have for myself, and just saying, loving me is a reflection of loving them. Loving me in my imperfection, because you'll never know anyone else's imperfection the way you know your own, right? You know all of your imperfections, all of the things that you look at and you go, that's an imperfection, that's an imperfection, that's an imperfection. But it's not, because no one's perfect. So what really is perfection? Is it even the goal? I feel like acceptance is the goal. See you tomorrow.